In this episode of In the Loop, what is life like for the tens of millions of Americans living with chronic illness? We hear how they find hope despite the hurdles. Plus, foreign tourists hoping to visit the US now face an absolute labyrinth of visa challenges and unprecedented wait times. We unpack why that is.
And to give someone 800-day wait time is basically a message of go away. We don't want your business.
This is In the Loop. I'm Christian Bryant. For those of you living in major cities from LA to Philly to right here in DC, I'm here to tell you it's not just you. Rats seem to be everywhere.
This is not Ratatouille. Rats are not our friends.
Look how friendly our little...
Oh, okay.
Our little...
You take one in then for the girls and let's see how friendly they are.
No.
Look at those little claws.
Oh.
They don't come with switchblades, they use their teeth.
But the rats don't run this city. We do.
Major cities are declaring war on the rodents and dedicating new programs and funds to try and slow down their population growth. And the rat problem is more than just a nuisance. Rats can spread dozens of diseases through direct contact. That doesn't just mean by touch, that can be just breathing in the same air as an infected rat or touching food or materials contaminated by an infected rat. Some of those diseases, like hantavirus, can be deadly. Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, famously hates rats more than anything. This year, his office listed a job opening for a director of rodent mitigation, which required a, quote, vehemence for vermin and, quote, an aura of badassery. And yeah, I know that sounds like I'm qualified, but the job listing has been removed. All across the country, reports of rat sightings have jumped since the pandemic. That might make some sense given the increase of outdoor dining, some dips in trash collection during the height of the pandemic due to budget cuts, and sanitation staff out sick with COVID. But it's hard to confirm how much populations may have grown because of the pandemic, especially since reports of a rising rat problem have been coming out for many years now. Here's a report from 1994 speculating how budget cuts in New York led to an increase in rodents, and another from 1976 fearing the rise of super rats, which could ingest lots of poison and survive. You can dial back even further to 1865, when a New York Times article complained the city was getting the unenviable notoriety for having more rats than any other city in the Union. And if the growth couldn't be stopped, the city council would need to hire the Pied Piper, preferably one with an aura of badassery. So why does it seem like the rat problem is such a stumper for so many of these cities? And what can cities do to solve this? First, let's get more familiar with these furry friends. The common brown rats you've been seeing aren't actually native to North America. They came to the US in the 1700s, likely through New York City of all places, and they quickly spread like wildfire as the US colonies expanded west with their unique survival abilities. Rats are an unusually adaptable species. They can swim, climb, jump 3 feet, squeeze into small spaces. They don't need much food to survive, and though they don't live too long, they have large litters. Fun fact, brown rats can't survive in the wilderness. They stick to where humans live and major hubs of human activity like cities. But their growth in North America came to a halt at our northern border, when an unstoppable furry force met an unmovable Canadian province, Alberta, the largest area in the world to declare itself rat-free. The brown rats didn't reach Alberta until as late as the 1950s. Just as rat infestations began springing up along its southeastern border, the provincial government sprang into action. The government assigned pest control supervisors for each county and used an aggressive campaign of toxins like arsenic across farms, buildings, and any site that might draw rats. They also led an extensive public education program on spotting and dealing with rat infestations, including local seminars, radio broadcasts, and more. Alberta residents and local officials were responsible for treating rat infestations themselves, with some steep fines if they didn't comply. Today, rats are still illegal to own in Alberta, even as pets, and can only be used in research or in zoos with special permits. Some have argued this might be too extreme, particularly forcing families to surrender their pets if caught. But what's clear is that rat infestations plummeted and have been barely detectable for decades. US cities could learn a thing or two about how to eliminate rat infestations on a massive scale, but not everything can be replicated. Alberta was able to eliminate infestations before they reached major urban centers, and the province is landlocked. The rat problem is tougher to solve for coastal cities or any cities with ship access. An influx of rats on ships is harder to stop, but that hasn't stopped cities across the US from trying everything you can think of to tackle the problem, from bringing poisoned food to rat burrows to ultrasonic devices to rat birth control to scented trash bags and more. The only thing we can be sure of, unfortunately, is the war of the rats may not be ending anytime soon. Now, there's one pest control method we haven't discussed yet, and it's as old as ancient civilization itself: cats. From country barn cats to the New York City bodega cat, many communities are turning to fuzzy felines for some old-fashioned help at keeping the pests away. And now, some communities are even scaling up this practice and organizing the use of cats throughout a neighborhood. National correspondent Meg Hilling takes us to one group in Chicago that's getting a little help from their four-legged friends.
Out of all the things Chicago is known for,
Chicago has so many rats. We all know Chicago is a very ratty city.
its rat problem is not exactly a source of pride for its residents and businesses. For 8 years in a row, the pest control company Orkin has ranked Chicago as the #1 rattiest city in the U.S., prompting a series of efforts to exterminate that title. One of the most popular being the Treehouse Humane Society's Cats at Work program.
And so when people hear about the Cats at Work program, they are hearing, okay, this is a great natural way to get rid of rats. And so as soon as we open our applications, we're flooded with applicants.
Since 2012, the Treehouse Humane Society has been relocating cats to small outdoor colonies around the city.
The premise is that the cats are natural predators and rats are some of their main prey. And so the cats essentially living in this area keeps rats from coming to a home or a business. So we've placed probably over 1,000 cats, maybe around like 1,100, 1,200 now.
But these aren't just any typical cats.
The cats that we work on relocating are either coming from high kill shelters, the ones that are open admission, and the cats are typically under socialized. They may not be feral, but they maybe don't want to be house cats.
The idea is that these outdoor cats are trapped, neutered, and returned, also known as TNR, to their outdoor environments, giving them a chance to avoid being euthanized. In exchange, neighborhoods get some much-needed rodent control.
So let's say I'm a cat that's put to work in a Chicago alley just like this. Once I'm here, I start to emit pheromones, which basically tell any rats in the area to stay away. This is my turf. As a result, neighborhoods that once had serious issues with rat infestations suddenly don't have them anymore.
And so the rat population essentially shifts from that area and is no longer as prevalent.
The cats aren't just released anywhere, though. Folks interested in adopting these rodent-deterring cats have to apply, with the Humane Society taking into account a number of factors.
Where their house is, where their business is, what their outdoor setup's like. Is it a high-traffic area? Is it a low-traffic area? Do they have neighbors that are also want to be involved? Because cats don't just stay in your yard. They travel, they go into your neighbor's yard, they go to other businesses, and so you have to make sure it's a really like a community effort.
And while the cats are outside, they do require a level of care.
So caring for outdoor cats is kind of similar to caring for indoor cats. They need food, they need water, they need shelter. We have they're like plastic Tupperware containers that are insulated with styrofoam and straw, and that help keeps the cats protected from, winter, snow, wind, all of the elements.
As for anyone looking for a program like this in their city,
talk to your shelters, see what TNR programs are currently available, and see what live outcome options there are to do a relocation program.
Meg Hilling, Newsy, Chicago.
All right, many thanks for that reporting, Meg. Honestly, I gotta show that story to my cats because they haven't caught a thing and they really need to step up their game. Okay, when we come back, we've got some trouble in paradise with a controversial military site in Hawaii. Stay tuned.